Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us on a busy Wednesday night. I'm Lindsay Davis in for David. Just 2 days before Christmas, but no shortage of headlines tonight. The COVID relief bill that Congress spent 6 months negotiating is now on hold. President Trump says it doesn't go far enough, and it comes as December is shaping up to be the worst month in this pandemic. A majority of counties in this country are now considered sustained hotspots for COVID-19. As millions of Americans are now on the move, despite pleas to stay close to home, raising fears of a bigger surge than after Thanksgiving. But there is encouraging news on those vaccines. Pfizer confirms that they will sell the U.S. government 100 million more doses within the next 6 months. The first medical personnel with the New York City Fire Department got their shots today. But new concerns about those variant strains that are now appearing in the UK. Will the vaccine protect against those as well? And are children more susceptible? Dr. Ashish Jha is standing by, but we begin with ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Despite dire warnings, nearly 85 million Americans are expected to travel for Christmas, sparking fears of another catastrophic coronavirus surge, worse than what we saw after Thanksgiving. Our Gio Benitez is at New York's LaGuardia Airport.
TSA screening more than 5 million people since Friday, a record during the pandemic, and they're going mostly to rural areas, not big cities, raising concerns about a possible surge in vulnerable communities.
And tonight, that alarming new headline out of the UK about yet another variant of the virus. Officials identifying 2 people in the UK infected with a variant known to be circulating in South Africa, just days after announcing a different version is spreading rapidly in the UK.
This new variant is highly concerning because it is yet more transmissible and it appears to have mutated further than the new variant that's been discovered in the UK.
Experts urging caution, saying it's common for viruses to mutate, but officials now investigating exactly how and why the UK variant is spreading more easily amongst children and adults. New York City taking action, ordering all travelers from the UK to quarantine or face daily fines of $1,000.
We are going to have sheriff's deputies go to the home or the hotel of every single traveler coming in from the UK.
Scientists say the variant is likely already in the U.S., but believe the newly authorized Moderna and Pfizer vaccines will work against it. And today, Pfizer announcing a deal with the U.S. government, providing 100 million more doses of its vaccine by next July, doubling the initial amount. The CDC saying more than 1 million Americans have been vaccinated. Today, those brave FDNY paramedics who responded to countless calls during the brutal spring surge, receiving their first shots on the same day they learned a 12th member died.
We've been on the front line of this terrible and very contagious virus. We have lost people along the way, and today is the first day that we start saving the lives of the first responders.
December, now the deadliest month of the pandemic. More than 3,400 lives lost on Tuesday. The Cheatham family in Kentucky losing 3 family members since Thanksgiving. First their grandfather, then both their parents.
I could have went one Christmas without seeing my parents. Now we get to spend the rest of our lives without ours.
While the CDC recommends staying home for the holidays, the lowest risk travel is a short trip by car with members of your own household and no stops along the way. This way you avoid other people and contaminated surfaces. Lindsay.
Stephanie, thanks so much. And we want to get right to Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of the Brown University School of Health, about that latest variation discovered in the UK. Dr. Jha, how concerning is this, and is it likely that it's already here in the United States?
Yes, good evening, and thanks for having me on. One of the reasons we're discovering these in the UK is because they're doing really extensive testing of their viruses in a way that we are not. So we don't know if it's in the US or not. It is concerning that we have now several variants that seem to be spreading more easily, but we do need to start looking for it more aggressively here in the United States.
And are children more susceptible to infection from these mutations that we're seeing?
There's a lot we're still learning about this. It does appear from preliminary data that kids may be more susceptible to being infected. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get any sicker. One of the highlights of this disease has been that kids don't usually get very sick. I think that'll be true for this variant as well.
Okay, Dr. Jha, thanks so much as always.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.